On today's edition of OC News, the end is in sight. In just a few hours, Californians will be heading to the polls to cast their ballots. This election has been particularly ugly, and not surprising, some college students are feeling stress over the election. Meanwhile, are you scrambling to figure out where and when to vote tomorrow? We'll answer some of those questions. And a Mexican tradition was alive and well on campus.
Yeah, and we're here live at the Golier Alumni House just to tell you where you can vote, how you can vote, and where you're going to be when the voting comes along. We got you covered.
Yeah, we have warm weather this week. How warm? Stay tuned and find out. We have much more on OC News. Starts now.
Welcome to OC News. I'm Eric Resendiz.
And I'm Natalie Gomez. OC News is brought to you by the broadcast journalism students here at Cal State Fullerton.
Well, Natalie, it's election day tomorrow, and most of us are ready for the campaigning to be over. By tomorrow night, we should know who the American people voted to lead us for the next 4 years.
Many of our students are voting for the first time ever, and even some of our most experienced voters still have some questions.
That is right. That's why we have Gustavo Olguin to give them a lecture on Voting 101. Gustavo.
All right, yeah, I'm here at the Alumni House at Cal State Fullerton, where Election Day is tomorrow. Now, the polls are going to be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. And if you voted in California before, you don't need any form of identification at the polling house. But if this is your first time voting in California, you're going to need some sort of ID, an employee ID, your social security, or your passport. All of those will do. And if you're not really sure where to go for voting, just go simply onto Google, type in your address, and it will pull up the local polling booth, that you go to vote. And let's say Google isn't your thing. If you have Facebook, Facebook also has a widget where you click on it, says, "Where do I vote?" It'll even give you directions and step-by-step guide of where to go, how to go, and basically how long it's going to take for you to get there. Now, I'm here at the Golier Alumni House on Cal State Fullerton's campus. Now, just to be clear, this isn't where you're going to go vote if you're a Cal State Fullerton student, but if you do live on campus and if your address is this place, this is where you're going to be. It's right next to the police station and in front of the Titan Student Union. That's all I have for you guys today. This is Gustavo Olguin right here on Cal State Fullerton with OC News.
The election is almost over, but that doesn't mean that campaigning is. The presidential candidates are traveling from state to state. Here's James Wallace with a preview of what we can expect for the election.
All right, at last, tomorrow is Election Day in the United States of America. The polls have tightened quite a bit lately, which has created a lot of excitement on both sides of the aisle. Without any further ado, let's get to what the candidates are up to on this last day for campaigning. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump have been hitting the swing states hard the last few days. Clinton is currently enjoying a 3-point edge over Trump in the Real Clear Politics average of polling in a four-way race that also includes Libertarian nominee Gary Johnson and Green Party nominee Jill Stein. Clinton has been having celebrities such as Jay-Z, Beyonce, and LeBron James campaign for her in the past few days in order to try to get people who haven't voted before out to vote for her. President Obama has also been helping Clinton campaign in the key battleground states of Michigan, Pennsylvania, and North Carolina. Trump has been campaigning in those three swing states as well, but interestingly, he has been campaigning in Florida and New Hampshire especially hard. And even though the live free or die state is worth only 4 electoral votes, it could be a huge factor in the event that this election is close. More on that in a minute. But quickly, we must note that the latest Bloomberg poll has Clinton leading by 3 points over Trump in a 4-way race nationally. In addition, she also has a 4-point lead in the latest Fox News poll that was just released this morning. Trump, however, has a 2-point lead in the latest IBD/TIPP tracking poll. So this race is extremely close as of right now. So the big question, who is going to win this election? Let's take a look at the electoral map and see what the possibilities are for both candidates. As you can see, the electoral map favors Hillary Clinton, but there's been a significant shift in some key swing state polls. It will take 270 electoral votes to win the election. Now, for Donald Trump to win, he must win the states of Ohio, North Carolina, and Florida. No Republican has ever won the election without winning Ohio. But even if Trump wins Ohio, Florida, and North Carolina, he still has to win a number of other toss-up states such as Arizona and Nevada. Lately, the polls have tightened up in states like Minnesota, Michigan, Colorado, and Pennsylvania, which are normally Democratic strongholds. Remember we mentioned New Hampshire a moment ago? Well, in the latest Emerson poll from New Hampshire, it shows Clinton with just a 1-point lead over Trump, and the latest Gravis poll out of that state shows Trump with a 2-point lead, which leads to the conclusion that the live free or die state is a true toss-up. If the election is close in the total electoral count, New Hampshire could have a huge impact on the outcome. Once again, Hillary Clinton holds a powerful hand in this election as she looks to become the first female president of the United States of America. If Trump were to win the election, he has to pick off a normally Democratic stronghold state to have any chance of winning the White House. Certainly a lot to look forward to for this election. Along this subject line, just a friendly reminder, make sure to listen to James and John in the Morning tomorrow on TitanRadio.org from 8 to 9 a.m. as my good friend and colleague, John Carasello, and I will be doing 50 states in 50 minutes for our special Election Day edition. So don't forget to set your alarms for tomorrow morning. That's it for me. For more on the election, reporter Shaira Arias talked to students earlier today and asked them how they felt about the elections.
We're only hours away from knowing who the next president of the United States is going to be. Now, we all know how crucial the millennial vote is. So we asked some of the students here on campus, what are their thoughts about how much pressure these elections have brought to them, and will they be going out tomorrow night to vote? Presidential candidate tomorrow? You can repeat it.
Yes, I actually am very concerned because it's kind of a hit or miss because they're both neck and neck, and it's kind of drawing on my head right now, playing with my mind, because I'm hoping the candidate I will pick tomorrow will win instead of the other person.
This election, I don't think, has caused me any more stress than any past elections. In fact, I think I'm less stressed because I've always wanted to be politically involved, and it's really bothered me that we weren't able to vote before we were 18 years old.
Well, I don't really stress about the presidential election just because the popular vote doesn't really determine who the president is. So I actually don't vote for the president. I only focus on state legislation and federal stuff.
They have called these elections the lesser of two evils, and although they have been chaotic, it is important for you to know that your vote does count. Shaira Arias, OC News.
Thank you, Shaidas, for that report. Although Halloween has passed, Cal State Fullerton still had a lot of pumpkins laying around this past weekend. Some were even flying in the sky.
Plus, virtual reality is going beyond just the games. Stay tuned, and we have more right after the break.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you? You know you do. That's why we're here. We're free and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Picking a college, man. You and us. We go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos. Go to GetSchooled.com.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
Now, welcome back to more OC News. The 4-year freeze on tuition of the CSU system might come to an end. Now, the Board of Trustees is discussing a possible increase as soon as fall of 2017. But how students are reacting to the increase? Well, reporter Marissa Alanis is on campus talking to them as we speak.
Students may see a price hike in 2017. The CSU system has been in a 4-year tuition freeze, which is just about to expire. In the fall of 2017, the tuition may go up to $171 for undergrad students. This is Marissa Alanis with OC News.
Record turnout at the polls? Maybe. But we are anticipating record temperatures this week. Here's Robert Cavazos with the weather.
How's it going? So let's take a look at our current temperature right now. We have 75 degrees and we have a humidity of 36. And since we did have daylight savings, that sun is going to be getting up a little bit sooner and it's going to be setting sooner as well. So if you're trying to catch a sunset, You already missed it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the weekly forecast. This is where we are going to see our record temperatures. Tomorrow, 92 degrees. That's going to surpass the record for tomorrow's date, which is a previous high of 89 degrees. Anticipated high on Wednesday is going to be 94 degrees, which will tie the record. And then on into the weekend, we have 87, 83, and then 82 degrees. So it's not going to be fall weather, right? You're going to be able to go to the beach, and that's the beauty of living in Southern California. You can hit the beach in November. Now let's go ahead and see how the rest of the country is faring. You can see here on the East Coast, up in the Northeast, it's sunny, but it's cool. We have 45, we have 46, we have 53 degrees in New York, 61 degrees in Buffalo. And then down you see in the South region, we have, you see right here in the South, we have 80 degrees with some thunderstorms in Brownsville. We have the same thing, some rain in Oklahoma City. And then let's go ahead and take a look in the Northeast, 63 in Seattle. We have 67 up north and then 80 degrees in the beautiful Los Angeles region. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at our drought. We have an update on the drought. You can see with our state drought, up in the northern region of the state, it's actually good news for us. The drought is actually no longer taking place up there. The heavy rainfall in the month of October actually kind of just took that drought away. However, you can still see down in the south, kind of in our area, Southern California, you see those darker regions, that would be either moderate or severe drought. And we still have nearly half the state which is in moderate or severe drought. So while you're able to go to the beach in November here in Southern California, just know that it comes with a price. Back to you guys.
Thanks for that weather report. Well, you've heard of pigs flying, but what about pumpkins? Well, every year, pumpkins are flying through the sky at Cal State Fullerton. Gustavo Olguin has everything you need to know about the annual pumpkin launch.
With so many pumpkins left over from Halloween, the Discovery Cube found a way to use them for science. The annual pumpkin launch has a competition that allows schools and teams to enter their trebuchets and catapults to launch your old jack-o'-lanterns. There are also a number of activities to get kids excited about engineering. Senioritis, a team made up of non-engineering majors, came away with the first place trophy. This was their first ever hit in competition, and they were feeling the pressure.
Hopefully we hit it. We hit it every time. Hopefully we hit it.
Here's another year.
They also had some family competition.
Makes me want to beat them more.
Even better.
After Senioritis took first, Santa Ana College got a chance to rebound from a rough start. They had to skip their turn a couple of times and had a couple of misfires. But that didn't keep them from making the adjustments they needed to place second.
That's engineering. We have problems that sometimes we're doing homework and the problems we do, it takes us 20 minutes to get them. We look in the back of the book, they're wrong, so we got to get back to it and get it right. Even with simple materials like duct tape, it worked out great.
The Cal State Fullerton Archery Club also had a chance to showcase themselves with a booth and a little bit of a friendly competition. The pumpkin launch is officially over and we have a new champion, a first-time hit, and 17 trebuchets that put some Halloween pumpkins to good use. This is Gustavo Olguin reporting from Cal State Fullerton with OC News.
Nintendo is bringing back their classic console. Valentina Valenzuela tells us more about the hot new gadget.
Every year, there's one tech gadget that takes us by storm during the holidays, hitting top charts as the most demanded gadget of the season. This year, that tech gift might just be a throwback to the 80s and 90s. Nintendo is bringing back a mini-sized classic console. The NES Classic Edition will evoke memories playing with the retro-style console. Nintendo has compiled over 30 of its classic games into one mini console. Mario Bros. Franchises, Legends of Zelda, Pac-Man, and Castlevania will all be included in a Netflix-style menu. The Nintendo Mini Console is due out this November 11th, and it is priced at $60. Now, virtual reality is expanding beyond just gaming. A team of scientists in Japan have invented a headset that claims to change the way people eat. Researchers at the University of Tokyo Cyber Interface Lab claim that virtual reality goggles can impact weight loss and obesity. The virtual reality system, called Augmented Safety, increases the size of food items up to 50% its size by using computer graphic techniques, tricking the brain into thinking the portions are larger than they really are. Diet goggles may be the new alternative to eating fruits, vegetables instead of French fries, and liquids over solid foods.
And also coming up, see how students at CSUF decorated the campus to commemorate the dead. More after this break.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
French fries. Finding best potatoes.
No!
Russet. Fingerling. Yukon Bowl.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
The LA Rams look to get out of their slump by coming out of a bye week, and the new look post-Kobe Bryant era Lakers hit the hardwood last night. John Carrasio breaks down all of yesterday's highlights. John.
All right, thank you, Eric. Yes, okay, we're midway through the NFL season, and the NBA season has just begun. Let's start off with the LA Rams. It's week 9. The Rams are coming off a bye week, and they're playing at home versus Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. So let's roll the tape here. Opening quarter, 3:51 left to play, 3rd and 5. Newton lugs, fires a rocket over the middle. Greg Olsen for the touchdown, his favorite target. And the Panthers on the board first, 7-0. Later on, look out, Mark Barron coming in with the blitz, smacks him. And 30 seconds final there. Case Keenum finds Kenny Britt for the touchdown. It's 13-10. They're going to have to kick the onside now. And here's Greg Zuerlein getting set up here are the Rams. And down the middle, a hard grounder. And I don't know what that was, but Ted Ginn fields it inside the 20-yard line. That would be the game. The Panthers, Cam Newton, just take a knee to end it. And now we cue in the let's play Jared Goff chants. Case Keenum had a rough outing. And the Rams, they've dropped 4 in a row. We're going to stick with football here. AFC West divisional battle between the Broncos and the Raiders. Both teams are coming off 6-2 records, and the winner of this one will take first place in the division. So we go to the early second quarter. Latavius Murphy right down the middle for the touchdown. It's 13-0 Raiders. They take the lead there. Still in the second quarter coming up here. We got the Broncos coming up. It's 3rd and 4. Trevor Siemian looking to throw. He throws a floater to Demaryius Thomas. Somehow comes down with that 23 yards pass and catch. Yes, he is in bounds. Another look there. That last foot there sliding in there. He's got 2 feet. Same drive right there. Bootleg. Siemian throws another deep pass. It's Josh Norwood, and that's in the end zone. That's a touchdown. The Broncos now get back within 13-7. Again, the Raiders, 1st and goal. Left side, Murray again. That's too easy right there. Just walks right in. Raiders take the lead 20-7. And that would pretty much do it right there. The Raiders are going to hang on to win that one 30-20. They are now on top of the division there, AFC West. And now we're going to start with the Lakers here. They played against the Phoenix Suns last night. Take a look there. Devin Booker for the Suns. He's working against Randall. Throws a floater high off the glass there. Goes in. They pull in within 2. Later in the fourth quarter, 2 minutes later, D'Angelo Russell with the steal. Runs the fast break. He's going to swing it out to Swaggy P for the 3. Splashes it. And the Lakers take a 6-point lead. Last minute and a half here, Randall ISO against Tyson Chandler. One-on-one, swings out Clarkson for three again, and the Lakers, they got the threes. They got the threes. But more importantly, they got the win, 119-108. They are above 500, a 4-3 record thus far this season. And what to watch for their next game is actually tomorrow, Election Day. They're going to go on the road in Dallas to play the Mavs. And what to watch for tonight, of course, Monday Night Football. We have the Seattle Seahawks up against the Buffalo Bills, and this is going to wrap up Week 9 here of the NFL. It's a must-win for the Bills to keep their playoff hopes alive, while for the Seahawks, they look to hold their first-place spot in their own division there. And as far as basketball, we got another basketball game at Staples Center tonight. This time it's the Clippers at home facing off against the Detroit Pistons. The Clippers are looking good, 5-1 to start the season. They look to continue that tonight. Well, that's going to do it for sports. Let's send it back to our anchors, Natalie and Eric.
Thank you, John, for that sports update. And now moving on to Jillian, covered El Día de los Muertos event that took place on campus. This Hispanic tradition takes place every year, and here's what went on.
Cal State Fullerton students gathered together to celebrate Dia de los Muertos. The Mexican holiday is a 2-day tradition of remembering the dead. Celebrants build altars to commemorate the dearly departed and place offerings to help guide them in their spiritual journey. 4 CSUF Latino organizations help coordinate the all-day event. Festivities included face painting, sugar skull decorating, serving pan de muertos, and champurrado. There was also performances from the cultural dance clubs and a live mariachi band. Lino Jaimes of the Latino Business Student Association said, quote, "I think students hopefully get a sense of our culture. It's a great way for them to see the culture we grew up in," end quote. The celebration concluded with a moment of silence for those murdered in the Orlando Pulse nightclub shooting, whom the altar was dedicated for. Reporting for OC News, this is Jillian Salas.
Thank you, Jillian Salas. Natalie, how did you commemorate your relatives that have passed on?
Well, me and my family usually leave some food out, water, nothing that'll spoil, of course, but fruit. It's everything that they like when they were here with us, and usually keeps them very content.
Definitely, and we hope we kept all of you content here at OC News, and that concludes tonight's episode. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Periscope under the handle OC News CSUF.
You can also catch all of our shows on our YouTube channel, and if you ever want to look at past shows, they're on there.
I'm Eric Resendiz.
And I'm Natalie Gomez. Have a good night.